Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Health meeting for August 12th, 2024. We're going to open the meeting with citizen and business time. Citizens or business owners may contact the Office of the Board of Health to request to address the Board of Health during citizen and business time. Seeing none, we'll move to the next item on the agenda, which is hearing. And we've got a variance for 19 Lawndale Road.
Hello. Good evening.
Go ahead.
Jeff Hannaford representing the applicant Dan O'Connor for a septic repair at 19 Lawndale Road. They're in the process of selling the house. They had a Title V inspection done and it failed the inspection. The plan does show the existing septic tank and an existing leach pit. The leach pit, the bottom of the leach pit was found to be in groundwater, which was the failure criteria for the inspection. The existing leach pit is approximately 53 feet from the wetlands. The proposed system, the leaching area will be approximately 94 feet from the wetlands. So we are moving it considerably further away from wetlands than the existing. And of course, our system will be 3 feet above the water table, not in it. So this should be a substantial upgrade to protecting the groundwater quality. The reason we're here tonight, one of them is that offset to groundwater. 4 feet is required, but we're proposing to use a Presby Enviroseptic type leach field. DEP has approved it for use in remedial situations, which is repairs with as much as a 2-foot reduction. We're only seeking 1 foot. The situation is we do have relatively high groundwater in the area of the system. It's 30 inches below grade. If we were to go to a 2-foot offset to the water table, it still wouldn't eliminate the need for a pump and the amount of fill that we have, but going from 4 to 3 does allow us to grade it in a better way so that water won't pond on the uphill side of the system. And because half of the leach field is outside the 100-foot buffer zone to the wetlands, we felt that seeking the 1-foot variance would allow for a better grading situation. So that's the first variance. The second is due to the water table being so high, we couldn't perform a percolation test. So again, under DEP's guidance on repairs, if a percolation test can't be performed, a sieve analysis of the soils can be done, which we did. We used the slower perk rate within that class soil found from the sieve analysis and move forward with the design that way. So that's the second variance. The third one is also due to the water table, and that is because we have no choice on the elevation of the pipe coming out of the house. The septic tank and pump chamber will be in a situation where the groundwater will be at or slightly above a 12-inch separation from the inverts in and out of the tanks. So we're seeking a variance to that. With that, we expect that the inlet and outlet of the tank and pump chamber be fitted with a rubber boot for the connection to the pipes coming in and out, as well as sealing it with hydraulic cement to ensure a watertight seal. So that covers the 3 variances. The location of the leach field is primarily due to the wetlands. As you can see, there's wetlands to the left, and if you scroll down, you can see that the wetlands turns and goes across the back of the property as well, the other way. There you go. So you can see the wetlands wraps around the rear of the property also. And the backyard right now, we do show a tree line inside the wetland line. From the tree line all the way up to the right side property line is all lawn area, with the exception of 2 trees. There's one in the back, and there's one to the right of the proposed leaching area. It's a rather large maple tree. Other than those 2 trees, there is no shade or trees in the backyard other than within the tree line near the wetlands. So we're trying to save the trees, particularly that maple tree. So we moved as close to it as we felt was safe without disturbing the roots for the tree, or having the roots interfere with the new leach field. So that's why we ended up testing where we were and siting the system there. As I said, it's a 30-inch water table, and the bottom of the leach field's 36 inches above that, so the bottom of the leach field is up out of the ground with the height of the leach field and the cover necessary over it. We do have a significant amount of fill in that area, but we will be able to grade it such that water coming down from the right side towards the wetlands on the left will be able to be diverted around the system, so that it won't interfere with the function of the system. When it's all said and done, it'll be loam and seeded, and it'll be lawn area as it is now.
Okay. You guys can have a seat if you want.
There they are. I can sit anywhere?
Did I close the door? No, it's
No,
not.
okay.
No,
Watch out for that. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? We can go to Matt. I think he's on the line, right, as well?
Yeah, Matt is on and on.
Okay.
Yep. Hi, good evening, everyone. We've gone through the plan, obviously, before the meeting and issued our comment letter. There's a couple of things I just wanted to add to the discussion was just the property, and I know everyone knows Lawndale where it comes into Prospero. This is at the other end, kind of where the Sherburne properties are. And like Jeff was describing, the backyard is kind of open, similar to the Sherburne properties. This is kind of the far side of it. I think saving that one maple tree was kind of weighing a little heavier than some of the trees that we decided to take out. But there's also a well that's tucked in the front right corner that Jeff was trying to stay away from with the design. And so by the time you have the well offset and the wetland buffer offsets, they decided to kind of tuck it up against that tree as close as they could. Don't have any issues with that. The 3 variances, I'm going to add one, Jeff. I'm going to add a 4th variance because we got to remember to add the offset to the wetland, section 2.1 of the Tyngsborough Board of Health regulations. I don't think it changes the discussion tonight. It's just the plan would have to be revised to include that. The section 2.1 requires wetland or the soil absorption system to be 100 feet from the wetlands, and we're 94 feet. I don't have any issues with that variance or the other variances, and I know Matt Dingle in our office, we went through this when he was writing the letter and didn't have any issues with the offset reduction for the groundwater, the TIV analysis, or the reduction with the septic tank design. And I do like Jeff's idea of booting the inlets and using the masonry cement as a precautionary measure. Otherwise, I don't have any comments with the exception of what was recommended in our letter and that one additional variance. I think they did a good job of trying to meet the offsets to the extent practical.
we certainly don't have an issue with that.
Any other questions? Somebody wanna make a motion if there's no questions?
I just have one question, it's more of a clarification, and if you can just leave the screen exactly the way you have it, Carrie.
Okay.
So on the third one, it said reduction of the requirement of a 12-inch separation between the inlet and outlet. Is it being reduced to something, or do I just read reduction of the requirement?
It's just a
It sounds
reduction.
like you're asking to reduce it to something.
Yeah, it's a reduction of the 12-inch. I would say at this point, it's a little difficult until they excavate and actually install them. They're both at slightly different elevations from each other, so it wouldn't be the same for both. So we just typically say a reduction.
It will be above the groundwater table. The inverts.
You want them above the ground water table, is that what you're suggesting, Matt?
Yeah, I think they have to be.
Yeah, so it's, if you had to pick a number, you'd probably just wanna say maybe as close as an inch to make sure we're above it. But, we'd certainly be, as high as possible. It'll be, a situation where they'll uncover the pipe between the house and the tank. And first thing they're gonna do is they're going to verify the material of that pipe. And due to the age, there could be they may need to replace that pipe with a Schedule 40, if it's not Schedule 40 or cast iron. And at that point, they'll be taking an elevation of the pipe at the point where they need to connect, which, like I said, could be as far back as at the foundation. And from there, the determination of the exact elevation of the tank and pump chamber will happen, and that will be maximized as much as possible. If it can't be at least an inch, then we'll be notified and see if we can't move them to a more suitable area.
And as designed, Sheila, they are like showing it above the groundwater table as you kind of start the house and work your way out, the ground drops off. It's hard to tell when you're up against the house if that's like the natural ground or if that's fill material when they built the house, but in theory, it's, you know, the groundwater is about 97.5 feet and everything from the tank and pump chamber is about 2 to 3 inches above that. So they do show it meeting that standard. If it's something that we could certainly confirm. We don't usually do a tank inspection, but we could certainly do one if the board felt like it was warranted, which it might be where we're so close to the water table. Just to kind of keep things in check, that we're kind of checking this at the time the tanks are being set. Probably not a bad idea.
Jeff, do you want to weigh in on Matt's suggestion?
Yeah, I think that's fine. That my suggestion might be that condition the permit to say at the onset of construction, the contractor shall verify the building sewer elevation, which is the pipe between the foundation and the tank. And if it's found to be lower than spec'd on the plan, that they notify the designer and the Board of Health engineer. And you know, we can confirm with them at that point what we anticipate the tank elevation to be at. In looking at it, based on the test hole results, it shouldn't be a problem, meeting that, but it was close enough that we added that variance to cover the construction just in case type of situation. But if it's on the permit to verify the elevation of that pipe first before anything else gets done, then we'll be able to have a discussion right up front and make sure. How does that sound, Matt?
I didn't wanna create anything, I just wanted to know how to, properly have the variances written for our meeting minutes.
I like the idea of maintaining at least a minimum of 1 or 2 inches above with that, specifically that variance. And then have an additional condition, like Jeff was saying, that we either confirm the tanks but prior to setting them, or confirm the tank elevations prior to setting them.
And then Matt, what was your fourth one, offset to the wetland? I had 100 feet, you were proposing 92 feet, but I'm not sure of the first one. I got it, you were saying.
Yeah, it was Tyngsborough Board of Health Regulation 2.1, offset to wetlands. 100 feet required, 94 feet provided.
If I remember that correctly, I don't have the reg in front of me. Does it describe it as just the leach field, or my recollection was any part of the system?
Yeah, no part of a subsurface wastewater disposal system.
Then it would be the 75 feet to the pump chamber. And
Oh, yep.
that being the case, it's not so much the leach field that's driving that variance as it would be the fact of where the building sewer exists, connecting it to the tank and pump chamber. We really don't have a choice but to be working within 100 feet.
Yeah, we could say 94 feet to the leach field and 75 feet for the tanks. And just kind of bundle them as one.
Alright, so I'll try to make a motion for 19 Lawndale Road. So the first motion is Title 5, 310 CMR 15, 405. Depth to groundwater, 4 feet is required, the variance is requesting 3 feet to be proposed. The second variance, Title 5, 310 CMR 15, 405, 1IAC analysis may be performed in accordance with the department guidance if a perk test cannot be performed as determined by the approving authority. Number 3, Title 5, 310 CMR 15, 405, 1J, reduction of the requirement of the 12-inch separation between the inlet and outlet tees and high groundwater to be maintaining a minimum of 1 to 2 feet above and confirm tank elevation prior to setting. And the new fourth due to the Tyngsborough Board of Health regulations, offset to wetlands. 100 feet is required. We're proposing 94 feet to the leach field and 75 feet to the tanks. Did I get that right?
I think I nailed it. I'll second it.
All right, any further discussion, questions on it? Oh, okay, I'll take a roll call, I believe. So, Sheila, how do you vote?
In favor?
Steve?
In favor.
Echo?
In favor.
And I am in favor as well. Good. Good job, Sheila.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the second hearing today is for Art of Creation, an apprenticeship application. Hello.
Hi, how are
Welcome.
you? Thank you.
Good. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are we gonna need Matt any longer?
We're not gonna need Matt, right?
No, I think, Matt, can leave if he wants unless he wanna hang out.
Thank you,
No pressure, man.
thank you.
All right, have a good night, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
All right. All right, so Carrie, do you want to do the introductions and?
Yes, so, okay, so Jacqueline, Caceros, did I
Yes.
say the name right? Okay, is applying for a body art apprenticeship, license. And, Tony and Aaron, are the owners of Art of Creations, both of them are here, in support of Jacqueline.
Excellent. All right. The owners wanna speak at all?
So we have, so it's been a while since the
Yep.
last time we were here. So, Liam and Ronnie both don't work at the shop anymore. Yeah, Liam's like getting married and gonna have a family.
Family and good.
Sticking with his 9 to 5, you know.
Unfortunately, I got him a job at my, day job.
Thanks to him.
So,
Nice.
he
Yeah.
took that,
So,
took that and ran with it.
So we got a couple of rooms now.
Good.
And right after we went through all the stuff for that sink for Liam
Sink,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Tough times.
so, yeah, we've actually
I get to
known
use
Jackie for a while too, cause, a shop that Aaron and I worked at, in Nashua, like
Years ago.
10 years ago, I
10
don't know, it
years
was a long
ago.
time. She was, working like, it was a store, and it also had, you know, a tattoo shop and piercing shop, and she was like working the retail end, like the she was like, you know, the counter girl for that, so we've known her for a while, and, she's always been a good artist and stuff, and then she actually started getting into tattoos a couple years ago, and she was supposed to apprentice with someone that Aaron and I both worked with before, but,
Didn't work
he
out.
Story for another day.
he kinda has a history of, not following through and kinda leaving artists hanging. And, so that's what happened to her, unfortunately, and then, you know, I just reached out to her a couple months ago, cause, I know she had started the process, and I was kinda like, what's going on with that, you know what I mean? And then she kinda filled me in on everything, and I was like, we definitely need
Good.
someone, so, yeah.
Good.
So it kinda worked out, it sucks, I mean, obviously, for what happened with her, that's a bummer, but kinda worked out the timing
Worked out
now
the
for
time,
this,
yeah.
so.
Good.
She-
We're a way better shop anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was like kinda different too, because we actually like know her too, you know, and I was like, alright, she, like, when it comes to getting a new artist, sometimes the skills will be there, you can see that on social media or anything like that, but you don't know how the personalities are gonna go, and if there's gonna be any clash with that, you know? And, you know, if I'm being real, there are a lot of egos and, you know, when it comes to the tattoo world, so knowing that I wouldn't have to deal with that, I was like, I hit him up and I was like, hey, you know, Jackie would probably be the perfect fit, so.
Good.
We've actually
here
got
we are.
friends that, other
Yeah.
friends that like are already licensed, and we're always like, dude, I don't know, I don't really feel comfortable with, you know, not trying to dog people, but like, you know, there's parts of this industry, like any other thing, that we don't want in our shop.
Yeah, it's
And-
almost equal, like, they have to have the skill, but like the personality and their whole attitude and their lifestyle is a huge part of that too, so it's like,
Yep.
it's kinda rolling a dice if you don't know that side of the person, you know, so.
Nope, very good.
Do you
Alright.
want me to go over her
Yes.
application?
Sure.
So this is Jackie's,
That's my handwriting.
application. She also, has done it online as well, but, this was the original one that she submitted. I think all the information is the same, the certificate of liability insurance for, art of creation. I think we require it to be at 1 mil, and that's where it is.
Yep.
And this should cover all the orders within the, establishment, am I correct?
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it said, oh, right there, you just scroll past, it says 6 right on it, so, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I see
at
it
the
there,
bottom and
yeah.
at the bottom.
Alright. This is a driver license, it didn't come out too well, but,
Sorry.
this is her, PPD, administration form. The test was administered, I think it comes out as negative. This is a certification, for bloodborne, pathogen. She took it with Justin, DeFlumery, and I think it's an in-person training,
Oh,
and I
sorry.
think
Okay.
on the same day, they also did, CPR, first aid,
Yep.
and, AED.
And that was done through,
The
Justin
same
as
guy,
well.
Justin
That's
as
the one
well.
that
Yeah,
we use.
so we do all, yeah, we do all of them in the classroom
Yeah.
setting now with him, and just do them all in one shot.
Yeah.
Makes it easy.
I think Justin said he was there on that day doing it at Art of Creation.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep, and everybody was taking it, am I correct?
yep.
Okay.
CPR's done with the mannequins and everything, so it's all, and the defibrillators and stuff, so it's all hands-on training for it. I know
Okay.
that's what you guys wanted to,
Yeah.
require for it, so.
And I apologize for this being sideways, but it probably read all right. This is the skin course, yep,
Okay.
and this is taken with, Massachusetts Tattoo Skin, course that was located in Boylston. And I believe this was also the course that, the board has approved back in 2020
yeah.
for.
Yeah, it's the same one you approved for, Liam.
For
Yeah.
Liam, yep. So this, I think, was just taken recently in, June 30th, 2024. We asked her to submit, a passport
That's in your
photo
profile
ID.
pic right there.
Awesome.
And it looked
I
awesome.
love it.
Good. Your hair looks different now, but
Got it.
I
It was
love
actually
you.
that photo, I was like, I need to lighten my hair, that's not okay.
So that's that, and then, with the new, regulation that came out, I did update our application that asked for,
The Hep B.
Hep B.
I got that.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
You're welcome.
So, Jackie brought that in person, administered on April 6th, Happy Merck. And you can review this, for the bill and let me know if that looks okay.
Alright. Anybody online have questions?
I don't.
Thank you.
Sheila?
No, just when was the hepatitis B series started?
April
Or finished?
6th, 2017.
Okay,
I don't know.
all right,
Can you see that?
that's good. Oh, no, it's okay, I know you guys, I just didn't know what the date was.
Okay.
That's fine, totally fine.
And now, do we have like a, was it a diary or a journal of cases that were gonna be completed?
Yeah, there was the apprentice forms.
Forms,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, so they're all on the
are online.
website. So yeah, it's kind of like a log book of like,
Times.
her
and
times and her
dates.
hours and what she worked on and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So she needs
Yeah, 'cause
2,400
Liam used
hours
those
of
same ones.
apprenticeship, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then, at the end of it, you guys have to submit that form to us to apply for,
We have to sign
the
off.
budget.
Yeah,
Sign
yeah,
off
yeah,
and
there's a
then
spot
apply
where
for
I
the
can
grant.
review it and, you know what I mean, and then sign off on it, make sure everything's, all the info on the form is correct. And then, yeah, Liam just kept a log book of it all, and, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
every time I signed off on it, he just kept them all together, and then in the end, that's what we brought here.
Cool.
So I just, if you guys wanna see, I just wanna show you
Yeah.
what's,
The site I couldn't navigate through.
It's not as easy,
gotta make it a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
Work for it.
Yeah.
I know, right?
but go to payments. What?
Just keep pushing the payment.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I didn't really want this, I definitely would have given up during the process.
Yeah, that's how we know if you're serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's right, that's
You
the
get to
test.
I passed the
website,
test.
you pass, yeah, that's part of it.
Did I pass it?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Okay. So this is the apprentice sign-off sheet. And let me share that with the board. Sorry.
Share mine.
Okay. What am I, that's not it.
Is it the window button?
Which button?
Like, see how it pops up, it says window screen?
Go to window.
Nope.
No. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this. It's like here, Michael, take the screen, take the laptop.
I don't know, just, yeah.
All right,
It's,
can you folks see it
yeah.
on the other side? No. Oh, I
No, but
was,
it's okay, I've looked at it.
Okay,
I don't know
all right.
about Steve and, what he thinks, but no, I know what you're referring to.
okay. So that's task to be mastered by the apprentice. Shows the, have to demonstrate the skills, 75 hours of direct observation, 75 hours of the workstation that include cleanup and registration. Level 1, 150 hours and of procedures and 500 hours of small single color pieces. And then there's level 2, another 150 hours and 750 hours of medium size pieces. And then the level 3 is 150 procedures and 1,000 hours of larger, more complicated pieces. And then the supervisor and the apprentice would sign off once it's completed.
Perfect. I mean, I think it's good, working in the hospital setting, we do this when we're training new sonographers how to do ultrasounds, and you gotta keep track, and they keep their log books, and, you know, it just makes
Yeah.
for a stronger community of sonographers, and then they can go anywhere and be like,
Mhm.
done.
Plus, it's
Yeah.
good to,
Ready to go.
doing that helps you keep track of your progress too,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's something to look back on is definitely always good.
Yeah,
I like
exactly,
that
where you
idea.
started and now
Yeah.
what you're doing.
You look
Exactly.
at stuff you did 10 years ago and you're like, oof,
Yeah.
definitely like to get back at that one.
Yeah.
Good, no, that's good. Is it a paid apprenticeship or is it paid?
Well,
Yeah.
she can keep, we don't pay her, she just gets to keep like,
What
yeah,
percentage?
pretty much the standard across the board is like a 50-50 split,
Split,
like, yeah,
okay.
so 50 goes for your shop dues and stuff, and then you keep the rest of it, so.
That's good.
And it's one of the things too, like you have, a lot of times people come in and say, I don't, do you have an apprentice, or we'll tell them, oh, we have an apprentice availability, trying to build up our portfolio.
Right.
A lot of times people are like, yeah, sure, I'm down, so
Good. That's
it's a
awesome.
good way to build up a clientele,
Yeah. Yep.
Can
That's
you
what
guys
Liam
make
did.
corrections then?
What's that?
Say if, not that you would, if Jackie makes some kind of mistakes, can you guys like go in and make corrections or?
Yeah,
How
so,
does that
well,
work?
On
the
the
first,
article
the first thing you wanna do is you always wanna try to make them right the wrong, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if it's like a disaster, obviously you're gonna step in and you don't want it to get worse, but if it's something, if it's something minor that they could fix themselves, then yeah, you would wanna like point it out, but then make them do it. Unless, like I said, if it got into something like, alright, I gotta just step in and like save the day here, so. But I guess that kinda goes into that whole concept of, the levels, don't bite off more than you can chew, start with the small ones type of thing. So, that's smart for obvious reasons, for like being preventative on that, so, for anything that she'd, be doing at this point, it would kinda be like, I guess anything could happen, a mistake could be made, but it wouldn't be, she wouldn't be biting off anything that would be like so crazy that it wouldn't be fixable for her type of thing, you know what I mean? That's the way I would see it. I'm assuming like when I first started to do it, most people tend to be afraid about, like, you can always add more, but you can't take away. So like, speaking for myself, my earlier tattoos, I find that they were like too light, or I didn't like shade enough or whatever, because of that like fear of like, oh, I don't wanna go to that point of no
Yeah,
return type
yeah.
of thing. So that's probably my
Same.
biggest criticism of my own, is when I went back to older ones, like, okay, it's gotta darken this or do whatever, so. But I kinda did the same thing too, I didn't wanna ever bite off more than I can chew, so. Anything that I did do in the past that I had to go back into, luckily, none of it was like, okay, I gotta get a laser guy in on this or something like that, I was like, alright, I just gotta, get back
Darken
into
this
it,
up,
Yeah.
It's kinda like painting a wall, sometimes you need that second coat or third coat,
Yeah.
like that.
Alright, cool. Somebody wanna make a motion to? Go for it?
I'll make a motion that we accept the application for the apprentice for Jacqueline Caceres at Art of Creation.
Second down there, second?
I'll second.
Second.
Thanks, guys.
Any other questions or discussions for the motion? Okay, I'll take a roll call. Sheila?
In favor?
Steve?
In favor.
Echo?
In favor.
And I'm in favor as well. Good luck.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much, guys.
Still
Awesome.
waiting on
You
you,
guys
Sheila.
face to face when you come in.
Yes.
After so many phone calls.
No problem, so what we'll do is we'll go in and approve your application,
Okay,
and then you should be able to print out your permit.
awesome. I'm excited. Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yes.
Good to
Thanks,
see you
everybody,
guys.
it's good seeing you.
Bye.
Thanks
Bye.
again.
Take care. Have a good night.
Thank you too.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Excellent. Okay, director's notes, right?
Going to director's notes, okay. Fair. No, start out with, HHWJ, anybody, if you guys can help is always, we're gonna make you do the heavy lifting, which are, I think, the tires.
Hey,
Yeah, I can probably come in 11 to 1.
11 to 1, okay, thank you.
it's, hours again, I'm sorry, 9 to what? 1?
9 to 1, yes.
Might be able to start off in the beginning from like 9 to 10. I've got something at 11. I'm supposed to be in Pebble for, but, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do other stuff.
All right. So September is a very, very busy month, so the second thing we have was, Light the Night Virtual. You guys don't, it's really like nothing to do, but if you can show up just for the support, it starts at 6 p.m. and we'll have, what's that, DA, I forget it. A DA is going to speak at the event, and then one of the, resident who had lost someone, she'll also speak at the event. We'll be inviting, people to, sign the name of their lost one. We got purple flags that we're gonna place in front of the old town hall. So this is, again, September 14th, and it's gonna start at 6 p.m. And, the third thing we have is the Health and Safety Fair on September 21st. And that's from 11 to 2, so that's 3 hours. So, if you guys can make the health fair, let us know. Any help, we would really, appreciate it.
And that's from 11 to 2?
11 to 2. And this is the one with the fire department and the police department, and this year what's gonna be, one event that's gonna be added to it is, the police is looking to do a bike rodeo, which is like teaching the kids on, bike safety, how having their, putting their helmets on, when they're riding. Plus the, DPW is gonna be also joining us because, they have a truck or two to bring to the event as well. And Angela's been working really hard to bring in a petting zoo. She's trying, but, it's a popular, event, so most of the farms are, has been committed already. So hopefully we'll get that as well. The fourth thing that we have in September is Rolling into Recovery, which is gonna be at the Roller Kingdom. It's gonna be from 6 to 8 p.m. So, and anyone is invited, and it's the admission is gonna be free. The Roller Kingdom, didn't charge us the rental of the, facility, but they are charging $3 per skate rental, which the town is going to cover with the, opioid fund.
What day is that?
It's September 24th from 6, that's, I believe it's a Thursday, and it's from 6 to 8.
24th is a Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. So that's from 6 to 8 p.m. And then lastly, we stretch this out a little bit. There's gonna be, domestic violence month in October. So we're setting up a class for, I think it's gonna be at Old Town Hall. We got in touch with an instructor who's willing to do, a self-defense classes or class at Old Town Hall, and I think it's October 14th. I don't have the date in front of me, so I'm not sure of that one. And then October 28th on a Monday from 10 to 2 is, the flu and COVID clinic. So if you guys need a flu shot or a COVID shot or a flu and COVID, it's on, Monday, October the 28th from 10 to 2. And lastly, the state are giving us COVID test kits again. We put in a request. I am not sure when that is coming. But, once we receive the COVID test, we'll, let the residents know that they can pick up the COVID test at, our office. We also have, oh, I should bring it over, a Narcan Narcan package, which has, information on how to use Narcan, some resources in there, and a fentanyl test kit. And we are placing those at, it's gonna be at the Board of Health office. It's gonna also be at the vestibule in both entrances at Town Hall, one in front of the library and one in front of the Veterans Office. So anybody can just, if they feel they need a Narcan, kit, they can drop by and pick one up.
Do they have to go through like a training course?
There's a,
Sheet, a package insert sheet to follow?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, to follow, and then there's also a QR code that they can scan, yeah.
Okay.
And if they do come into the office, we're gonna just train them, it's just a short training. We have the, video set up on our screen, and we just play it and they can just watch it.
Get your kid.
Yeah, yeah. So for all of these, Angela did take a training for it and Ashley took a training for it. And we have to report monthly because the Narcans are free to the state of like, what we did with those Narcans. So I think we got 144 Narcans.
Not 145, but
144
was the max.
Yeah. So we got the max and for the block party, we are planning to do sun safety and we're invited Maria Rogerio to come and do hopefully she can come and she'll be passing out Narcans as well. But the last we heard is that she has a puppy that she cannot live at home, and dogs are not allowed at the block party, so we're working on her with it. But we have 2 tables. If she can't come, then Siobhan, our regional health specialist, can do the Narcan, and Ashley, the public health nurse, she'll be doing the sun safety. And Ariel and I will be doing inspections for the food trucks and the food booths. I think that's all I have.
I think the CERT team will be there as well to help
Yeah.
with everything.
You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kudos to you guys. That's all wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever really had many in a row of
I know, I'm like,
events.
Yeah,
I'm
September's
tired.
packed.
It's September's packed, huh?
September every
Every
week
weekend.
is packed.
Yep. Good. Oh, very good.
So after that, I'm gonna take off, gonna go on vacation for a few weeks.
There you go. Good. Good. Yeah, I think I was just looking ahead. Is October? You're saying October 14th? Is that Columbus?
That's Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Yes, yep, that's, a holiday.
Do we wanna move that either forward, backward, or make a decision the month before?
Yeah, I think it's probably good if you guys wanna make a decision now, so that way we can plan accordingly.
Maybe we'll put that
Sometimes.
down in the new business there.
Okay, yeah, Angela did ask me about it, it's like, oh, we'll wait till September meeting, but since you brought it up.
No, I just happened to look ahead, I was like, oh, wait,
Yeah,
that's, looking at my schedule, I was like, oh, wait a second. Okay, so, meeting minutes for approval. We'll start with, April 8th. Sheila,
we're pretty done.
I can vote on it.
Sheila has watched, okay. Alright, so we'll review April
Meeting minutes,
April meeting minutes.
alright. Bring that up. Let's see for meeting minutes. 6.
Keep going,
Okay.
keep going, 40.
See what's going on there.
Do we know how Barbara's doing?
Be afraid to ask.
Poor Barbara.
We haven't heard anything from her, and we haven't heard anything from her sister-in-law or her daughter as well, so, we're hoping that no news is good news.
Well, I'm sure we would have heard from Charlene if she ended up back at the
Yep, exactly.
trailer, so.
Yep.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes of April 8th.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to, a roll call. Sheila?
In favor.
Steve? Oh, you can't, so, but he has to be able to
Abstain.
abstain or something, right? Okay. Echo?
In favor.
And I'm in favor as well. 3-0-1. Abstention. Okay. Alright, so the next one would be a May 13th one. We got Sheila, Echo, and Steve. Woo-hoo!
The only thing that's funky still is the variance for the autoclave.
Oh,
And unless anyone else says anything before that, I can wait. So it says SP motions to approve the need of the autoclave. Can we change that? SP motions to approve to not install the autoclave as long as all disposable equipment is used and that there is no need of an autoclave. And then if any time, that whole part's fine,
Okay.
but could we just write to
Not required.
make the motion to not install or not require an autoclave?
well, I was rereading that. I wonder if you did kind of say that, but it was, like, you still approve the need of an autoclave as long as they're not using, because it says as long as they're using disposable equipment, there will no need for an autoclave, but if at any time that should change, she'll have to go back to using one. So I think you left it in there as like, oh, that,
Okay, that's okay, but
I don't know,
that's fine
but
for that.
you, I don't know, maybe we were just didn't phrase it correctly, but I think I got the gist of it by rereading that sentence. of what you were saying.
Okay, I see what you're saying, that's fine then.
Cause it's still in our policy, right, to still have an audit
Yeah, and I
right
think,
now.
yeah, at some point,
It's not how it reads.
so we need to look at that and make some updates.
Yeah. Yeah,
The sink, the mod sink, and the autoclave.
right.
I'll just change the language slightly.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna read that way.
So you wanted to say SB motions?
No, I think we can keep it. I think Michael's interpretation is probably just as good.
Okay.
Because that's the whole thing. She doesn't need to use it, but if anything changes,
Grammatically, it's not correct. Grammatically.
Grammatically,
No.
I think it might have been. But your sentiment was still there.
Just as I, yes.
that's why I wanted to write to not install the autoclave, not require it.
Not required, yeah.
But I'm fine either way.
So the second variance, I'm confused on that one.
Second variance.
The need for a mop sink is approved, since there is a plan in place that will sanitize. Does that mean the mop sink? So the variance
itself is approved.
approved, okay.
The second variance.
See, the issue is how it's written above.
Right.
Because it's written above, we're gonna talk about the autoclave and the mops.
And the need of an autoclave and the
But they
need of a
really
mop.
aren't a variance, the way they're written above.
Right.
So SP made a motion to, how about SP made a motion to approve the variance of not requiring an autoclave for,
As long as disposable equipment is being used at the, if that were to change, they would have to.
yeah,
So it was only taking place is if they're using disposable equipment,
yeah,
is we will forego the autoclave.
okay,
Cause it's not gonna ever be needed, so it,
alright,
you know what I mean?
alright. So just maybe rewrite it for
For
clarification.
clarification, yeah.
Yeah,
It's all, we're all saying the same thing, it's just,
Yeah.
it's not reading that way.
so SP made a motion
It's almost like
to
where that need of autoclave,
not,
if that was like in quotations or underlined, the need of an autoclave.
the autoclave for
Disposable equipment will be in use
this establishment.
if the,
Okay, that's fine, because
yeah,
for right now, we'll have to do another person's,
yeah,
if they were ever to come forward.
right.
Yeah,
So for Meadow and Moth, or whatever they call themselves.
yeah. Disposable equipment. What if we read SP made a motion to not require the autoclave for this establishment as long as the others use all disposable equipment? Or are we keeping it the way it is?
Yeah, that's fine, and then, but just keep it that any time there is a change, and she would be required to install one. That can be a separate sentence, but
Yeah.
that should still be there.
Okay, anytime
use of disposable equipment need to change?
Is to change, then the autoclave will be required. Do you want us to change the second variance?
Yeah, so the second variance, the need of a mop sink, wanna be right, to forego the need of a mop sink
To forego.
is approved. To forego the need of a mop sink is approved, since there is a plan in place that will sanitize and clean the floors without the use of a mop sink.
Okay, probably gonna listen to that and catch it all. So Sheila, can you I guess read that whole thing that you want us to say in, the meeting minutes?
Well, I didn't write down what you said in the first
Okay.
part of the sentence.
All right, how about SP made a motion to not require the autoclave for this establishment as long as the artists use all disposable equipment. If any time the use of disposable equipment is to change, then the autoclave will be required.
Yeah, and then the second variance to forego the need of a mop sink is approved. And then everything else can stay the same. Since there is a plan in place that will sanitize and clean the floors
Okay,
without, probably without the use of a mop sink.
okay.
Can you just scroll down to the end, yeah? Is that the end pretty much?
Yeah, this is
Yep.
the, that's the end.
Right, I make a motion that we accept the minutes of May 13th with the corrections made this evening.
I'll second.
Seconded? Okay, any other discussion, questions? Good, I'll take a roll call. Sheila,
In favor?
Steve,
In favor.
Echo,
In favor.
and I am in favor as well. Okay. June 10th. We got me, Sheila, Steve. You weren't
I
present.
wasn't there for that one and I haven't watched it.
Okay, so you got 3. Is that okay? for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue.
Has the owner been informed?
Yes, so we had, sent them a letter, I think we gave until like a year's time to connect to town sewer.
And have you heard anything one way or another from them?
I spoke to, the maintenance, the guy who was in charge of maintaining the property, and he will pass it on to the owners, but I haven't heard one way or the other whether, because in all our Board of Health, order, they have a right to request a hearing within 7 days of, receipt of the letters, and we never got any, thing back from them that they disagree. So.
Was the letter sent certified?
It was sent certified, yes.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes of June 10th as written.
Okay.
I'll second.
Seconded by Steve. Okay, any discussion? None. We'll do a roll call. Sheila?
In favor.
Steve?
In favor?
And I'm in favor as well. That passes 3-0. Okay. We'll go right through these. Last one, July 15th.
This one might be a little tough, but.
Back okay. Oh, we got this one.
How many pages? 26, did I say? No.
I did not include all of the backup paperwork that's gonna officially go in the minutes with it when I copied it for everyone. But just so you know, the packet that Dennis and Donna gave us from 10 Independence Drive will be added in the back
In the back
of the minutes,
Okay.
as well as the paperwork from Drake at Water Supply, as well as the draft of the order to correct. All of it's gonna be added in together in the back of the minutes.
Okay.
My laptop is not on battery. And I can plug in both of them.
Oh, we need to put your cord adapter. Need to put it in, the new says an adapter.
Yeah.
This is just a picky word issue, but on page 2, the second time that Michael Shu speaks, yeah, so it's after Arthur Sullivan, who says, "I'm deliberately not commenting on the judicial question." Michael says, "It should be the contract, not the contact, has been awarded, and they're now in the process of setting up the pre-construction meeting." So it should be contract, not contact.
So, I'm missing a page. I think. How many pages do you have? I have 3 pages.
3 pages, double-sided.
I have 3 pages inside. So I'm missing all the.
All the backs?
All the backs.
Yeah, same with me.
That's it with you too? Okay.
No, it didn't copy double-sided.
Yeah.
Here, we can pass this one around.
Come sit there, I was like, I am lost with what Sheila just
It
said.
carries. Yep,
Oh. Thank you.
welcome.
So I'm gonna disconnect you guys from the owl because my laptop is running out of battery and I can only, connect one thing at a time. I'm still on.
was the answer to my question on back of page 3, I guess. Attorney Millard. So I had a question before, and that was the answer.
I don't have that page, I have to look when Kerry finds it yet.
That was his answer. Okay.
From a BOH perspective, a home is considered.
The BOH perspective, that,
Mm.
so it was more of a statement that
Okay.
you made, and then he came up with that right afterwards.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny.
I don't.
How it just
It had
came
nothing
in
to do with it.
Yeah, I think I was going on something and he came out with that. I was like,
Yeah.
alright, then I know I was gonna come up with a question in there. I thought at least I had a question in there. It was, they don't have running water, then
Right.
which was the least.
Angela spent about 4 weeks doing this minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it does.
Does, we looked into like a transcription thing,
That would be great.
Microsoft Teams has a transcriptionist thing. We just started using it in some of our meeting minutes because some of our meetings are long and somebody's taking notes and they're like, can I just click on the recording and it does like a transcript the whole time, and then at the end you can just hit send to Word document, and because it's Microsoft, it just, with each person that was talking. So it's actually pretty cool. There is some things that you have to fix.
What is it called?
Microsoft
Teams.
Teams?
Yeah, Zoom has the same
Zoom should have
functionality
the
as
same
well.
function.
Yeah,
This is
Google.
Google,
Yeah.
yeah. Google transcribe it too, but it doesn't convert it into like a Microsoft Word.
Right.
But when you're listening to it though, like especially when someone who doesn't speak clearly, it's off.
Yeah, no, like,
Yeah.
we see it here and there with certain phrases or something.
Yeah.
But if you were in the meeting,
That's
it's
good.
quickly to go and edit that, and then, yep. Every time we say RN, it says R and N, so they have to change it to RN all the time, but. Alright.
We can look into that.
So who
But then
were,
it would be like 20 pages long.
I know, I don't know what's better, getting rid of the,
so there was somebody in here that says EA. I've never seen their. If they showed up before, I would know.
That statement, that was me.
Oh,
That was me.
That's Echo.
I forgot Rob, my initials. I was like, okay. I thought it was a resident. Okay.
It's too bad they missed your statement, actually.
Yeah, I know, they
I know,
walked
it was
right
good.
over it. Where was you were talking, 'cause it was a very good one.
do you need the ones with the backside?
No, I didn't see that, but I'm good.
Alright. this is what's gonna be on the back of the packet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's better in color than.
Or not.
I hope you had dinner. Oh,
Jeez.
thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see it. You missed a few pictures before, which was like, gross.
I like how he brought the new one in there. This is what a new one looks like.
That's crazy, huh? Like totally black.
Yeah.
That was less than 30 days, if I recall.
Yep, yeah, I think you're right. You just put it in, took it out. Oh.
Looks like oil.
Yeah.
And that's it, and this is just the order to correct, sample. Drinking water,
That's it.
project,
Yeah.
that's it.
Alright, so like to make a motion on the July 15th minutes.
Are you making it, Michael?
Can I make a motion? Yeah.
No, I thought you were gonna, I can do it.
Oh.
I make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes of July 15th, as written.
With the one correction, right?
With that
Oh, with
one-
the one correction, yeah,
Yeah.
with that one correction.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded, discussion? Okay. We'll take a roll call. Sheila,
In favor?
Steve,
In favor.
Echo,
In favor.
and I'm in favor as well. 4-0. Cute. Alright, new business. We wanna bring up October 14th, Columbus Day, changing of meeting. So our other available dates would be what, the 7th, 21st, or 28th? I mean, I would. I would favor the 28th, but can we do that? I have a cert meeting like on the 21st, so we just would conflict.
Well, can we do the 7th?
Or the 7th is fine as well.
Because if we do the 28th, then our next meeting would be like November, well, we're running to November 11th, which is Veterans Day.
So I'll have to push that one off too, right? So-
Yeah, that's off. So that's still.
So
even if
do we, so then we
move
can
that
probably
up to
just
8.
move everything up a week, so you talking about October 7th and then maybe November 4th, and it's still a month between both of them?
I think that's fine if we can get a room, because I think
Yeah.
selectmen probably would be meeting on those dates, but I don't know.
Yeah, they were meeting tonight, right?
Yeah.
7th.
And then we'll schedule for November as well, which would be November 4th.
Mhm.
Okay.
October 7th is my wedding anniversary, so you guys are lucky.
You make it short,
How many years?
sweet and short.
2007 to 2024.
2017 is 10.
17 years maybe?
17 years, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We started dating in 98. So it's like
Man, you're old.
yeah, 90 years. I know, you're old.
I won't say anything about my wedding date.
Okay, no old business. Alright, so we need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
7:30.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion on. Alright, Sheila, how do you vote?
In favor?
Steve,
In favor?
Echo,
In favor.
and I'm in favor